Hello artists! Today I'm doing a brief demonstration on one of the options for your still life of important objects artwork. So I did a scavenger hunt and I came up with a number of things. I found this mug that I have that I really love. I love it for tea, for coffee, hot chocolate. I found this little ornament that I have of a terrier. I found this necklace that my grandparents brought me from one of their trips. And I collected this seashell that a friend found and gave to me that I love the shape and the color and these textures in it. And as I was organizing, I was thinking, what are those important objects? And you know, the art supplies, I gotta face it, they're with me all the time. So I decided I would write an ode to my art supplies that I just have with me all the time, and I would do an artwork, a still life of them. So my still life is going to be, and I started drawing it already, but the art supplies that I sort of carry around in my purse with me that I have almost all the time. And they're going to spill out here onto the page, sort of an untraditional still life. They'll still be on the table, right? This where they've fallen out of my purse. And then I am going to write the ode, the poem, here on the page. And I'm still trying to decide where I want to put the words. So I thought I would work on drawing some of the objects. And I want the objects to look like they're just spilling out here across both pages in my sketchbook. So I'm just sort of going to take different ones, and I might stick a couple of them partly back in here so they're coming out. I'm still trying to decide where everything's going to go, and I'm just sort of going to draw them as I go. Some of them are going to overlap. I'm working in pen, one of my favorite pens. You could do it in pencil, you decide. You could have all of them neatly organized. I really thought about doing like a row. I was just going to do, you know, line them up and draw them all in a row here, and then I decided I want them falling out because I often spill my sketchbook and my purse and then things fall out. So I'm just doing contour lines. Contour line drawing is when you just draw the outlines of shapes. And I am not really trying to do a super realistic representation of my objects. I just want to show the objects. So that probably should have been a little bit, oh well. So and I don't know, if you saw the poem Ode to Pablo's Shoes, that artist illustrated using watercolors. I haven't quite decided yet if I want to do color or not. So just gonna sketch them in. Different places. And I'm just going to move them around so I can see what would, if I'm going to draw this pen, this particular pen here, what would it look like next to the scissors. It's not in the same place as it would be on the table, but you know, a little bit of imagination, right? How do they touch each other? How do they connect? I sort of want to think about size a little bit. Hey, shh. Hey, distracting me from concentration, terrier. Really hard to concentrate when you're barking. So get that. Oh, I've got to get this yarn in there somehow. I guess I have to move a few things. Put these out of the way. Let's see here. Where on the page? I'm going to have to move these things as well. They may come back. I may not fit them in. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. So I've got the yarn and knitting needles. Where do they fit into this picture? Right here, maybe? Yeah, I think that'll work. So let's see. You know what? My goal might be that I have to finish this knitting project. Oh boy. It's got some tangles that I'm going to have to work out. But I think that would be a good goal for me, to try to finish this knitting project by the end of school. I have till June 12th. Let's make that a challenge, right? Add to the challenges. Can I finish? I'm just going to make these marks look knitting-ish. Many of you should know the story by Peter H. Reynolds, Ish. So I'm just going with ish knitting because, yeah. Okay, tangle there. And I have to share that this knitting project, you know, I picked it up. I hadn't used it. I haven't worked on it in quite a while. And I hadn't worked on it because it involves some math and counting, and I was feeling really frustrated about the math and counting in it. So I'm going to have to dig in and find some perseverance and re-engage with that. All right, there's a goal. I expect you guys to ask me at June 12 if I've finished knitting that scarf. All right, so I've got my objects. And I made a rough draft of my poem, so I want my poem to spill on the page the way the objects are spilling. So, Ode to the Art Army in my purse. All right, the first stanza. Tools I have gathered, shiny and beautiful to my inner crow. They travel with me. My creative 18 companions, never far from reach. Oh, there's irony. I didn't even, I'm writing the word basic ballpoint pen, and I don't even have a basic ballpoint pen in there yet. I'm going to put it down here. Maybe it should go this way. Okay, there we go. Now I feel better. Basic ballpoint pens with soft scratching. I wrote the word marks there, but I'm going to edit that poem in progress. Soft scratching nibs, the tip of the pen. The newer, fancy brush pen. Its lines ebbing, wavering, flowing. My steady line makers. I like that better. Brushes and watercolor. The sturdy, reliable 1-inch flat wash. Love that brush. So soft. Yep. Big spaces. And the ingenious round water brush. Love that one. It has, where did it go? Oh, here it is. You put water in here and then you can paint with watercolors. It's fabulous. The palette of colors complemented by a tube or two, splashing color on sketchbook pages. Scissors. I have guarded for 12 terrier years. It's a long time to have a pair of scissors. For paper, yarn, flowers, and fur. Yarn on needles to keep fingers busy and the math mind moving. They keep me together. All right, well, I'll have to decide if I want to add color to this yet, or if I just like it black and white. I might find, a colored pencil or two and add a hint of color to different places. Maybe not color everything. It's an artist's choice. So this is one of the choices on the choice board for still life of important objects, and there are 3 types of still life that you can choose from in there, and this is one of those. I hope you have fun hunting for your favorite important objects and creating a creative still life.